Welcome. This is James Corbett of the Corbett Report, with your eye-opener report for BoilingFrogsPost.com. Over the past several weeks, we have been examining the economic and political state of Latin America, from Brazil to Argentina to Chile and other points in between. The tendency of most regional overviews of this sort is to misinterpret the region's present by viewing it through the filter of the past. It's easy to dismiss everything in Central and South America as merely a product of banana republics and narco-trafficking crime bosses, but to do so is, as we have demonstrated, to completely misunderstand the strong economic growth and sweeping societal changes the region has seen over the past decade. It cannot be denied, however, that the past casts a long shadow over us all, and those repressed memories that have not been dealt with will continue to haunt the collective memory of a people until they have been addressed. Perhaps this is why a particularly dark chapter in the history of South America has come to the surface once again in two completely separate incidents in the past few weeks. The 1970s saw a series of military coups sweep across Latin America, with military dictatorships coming into power in Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, and Bolivia. Together with long-standing military regimes in Paraguay and Brazil, these 6 countries began a clandestine intelligence operation codenamed Operation Condor, designed to eliminate their opposition through a campaign of secret arrests, torture, disappearances, targeted assassinations, and outright murder. Although the roots of the idea of what eventually became Condor can be traced back as far as the 1940s, the operation's genesis came from the Conference of American Armies in Venezuela in September 1973, when Brazilian General Breno Borges Fortes suggested an extension of cooperation between the intelligence services of the various nations involved in the name of their shared struggle against subversion. What followed varied in detail from country to country, but can be linked to the death of over 50,000 dissidents, the disappearance of 30,000 more, and the incarceration of over 400,000. The program officially ended in 1983 with the fall of the Argentinian dictatorship, but did not come to light until almost a decade later, when researchers looking for information on a former political prisoner in Paraguay accidentally uncovered the terror archives detailing the kidnapping, torture, and murder of thousands of so-called subversives at the hands of Argentinian, Bolivian, Brazilian, Chilean, Paraguayan, and Uruguayan secret police. Almost by definition, such a campaign could not be carried out without either the full cooperation or tacit support of the dominant social and political players in the region. As it turns out, they had both, including, unsurprisingly, the full backing of the US government, signed, sealed, and personally delivered by none other than Henry Kissinger.
The former dictator of Chile, General Augusto Pinochet, has been arrested by police in London. The 82-year-old general is being held at the request of the authorities in Spain, who accuse him of the murder of Spanish citizens when he was in power.
In 1998, the front page of the New York Times announced that in cooperation with the case against General Pinochet, the U.S. government would release classified documents revealing American involvement in killings and torture in Chile.
Kissinger effectively gave go-ahead for terror attack on U.S. soil in 1976. According to declassified documents released by the National Security Archive, former Secretary of State and longtime Bilderberger and war criminal Henry Kissinger rescinded instructions that would have prevented one of the worst terror attacks on U.S. soil before 9/11.
Recently declassified documents show that in 1976, Secretary of State Henry Kissinger told the military he hoped they would get their terrorist problem under control as soon as possible.
Excuse me, please. Speak Spanish? No, unfortunately not. What is your opinion on this briefing, President Vitale?
Well, I have high regard for the president, and I found it a very interesting meeting.
Your opinion personal with President Vitale?
I think he's a very intelligent, very dedicated man who is doing what is best for his country.
Thank you very much.
You've been watching an excerpt of this week's Eye Opener Report. To continue watching the report, please log into BoilingFrogsPost.com.